Hello and welcome to this lessons on Qlik Sense intermediate class. Today we are going to talk about how to create month to date and year to date buttons, so that when we click on month to date, the dashboard will show us the month to date numbers. Subsequently, when we click on year to date button, the dashboard will be reflected with year to date numbers. Okay? First of all, let's start off by creating some space here. Next, we are going to drag in the button object into the space here. Let's go to the very bottom. We need to add an action. For the label, let's put in month to date. And in the action, let's go to the very bottom. There is a set variable value here. Let's click on it, and before we can assign any variables here, we need to create a variable to store our month to date and year to date flag. Okay, let's go to the variable at the bottom left here. Click on it and create new. Let's name this variable v period and let's define it as 1. Now when it is created, we can close the window and we go back to the button again, and we go to the variable here, click on the drop down and we select v period. Okay, then we assign the value as 1. Next we go to the appearance, general, and then the label we change to month to date. Okay, now the next step we are going to do is we copy this button, then we paste it next to the month to date button. Let's change the label here to year to date. Then let's go to the action and navigations. Variable remains as v period, but the value we set it to 2. Okay, so what is happening here is we assign the button month to date. When we select on it, the variable value will change to 1. When we select on year to date button, the variable value will change to 2. Okay, so far we are good. Now let's click on done editing here, and let's imagine the result that we want to achieve. So suppose when we select on month to date and calendar year 2020 and calendar month February, this should show us the value of 200. Next, when we select on year to date, comparing with the same selections as above, which is 2020 February, this should show us the accumulation starting from January till February, which is 100 plus 200, which will give us 300. Okay, so let's test it out. First of all, let's go to data and we go to sum of price here. Let's expand the expression and we're going to say if our variable v period, let's cover our variable with $, and let's close the parentheses. If our variable is equal to 1, it should show us the month to date numbers, and we're going to do calendar year equal to double quote here and then $ equal to the max. Let's copy our calendar year here and paste it in the parentheses. Okay, next we are going to put in our calendar month num equal to double quote and then $, and then the max of our calendar month num. Okay, so what is happening here is this expression is calculating the max of the selected month num, and then it will return the value calculated into our calendar month num field. Now we can check if our expression is correct. Here we can see the set analysis for calendar year equal to the maximum of calendar month, and it's returning 2020, and the maximum of calendar month num, this will return 12. Alright, now this is our month to date expression. and then we are going to copy this and paste it at the next line. So for our year to date, we are going to accumulate the numbers starting from January to the maximum of the calendar month num that we have selected. To do this, we are going to add in our logical operator lesser or equal to our maximum calendar month num. So this will tell Qlik to accumulate any figures that is lesser or equal to the month selected. Okay, let's check our expression again. It stated error. We need to close our parentheses. Okay, now let's click on apply here, and we are going to check if this is working or not. Okay, let's select our calendar year and month. We select 2020 here, and we select February. What we want to achieve is this should give the value 200 when we select month to date, and when we select on year to date, this should return 300. Okay, so this is not working. Something is not right with our expression, and we are going to find it out. Okay, what happened here is when we selected calendar year and calendar month, but in our expression we are using calendar month num to perform our set analysis. If we check again, we are selecting the calendar year, and here is returning the maximum of calendar year or the year that we have selected. In this case is 2020, but in our selection we did not select calendar month num. In fact, we are selecting calendar month in the dashboard. What we are going to do here is we're going to ignore the selection of calendar month here. Okay, so basically we are telling Qlik to ignore the selection that have been done in this calendar month field, and Qlik will going to grab the set analysis that have been computed in the calendar month num. Okay, let's copy this and paste it on the month to date logic as well. Alright, let's click on apply and find out if this is working. Okay, and yeah, this is working. So when I click on year to date, this will return 300, which is the accumulation from January to February. Okay, so do remember that when we have something selected but not appearing in the set analysis, we will need to ignore the selection that we have selected, so that the expression will not be crossing with what we have selected. Okay, and that's all for today. Hope you find this useful when you are developing your dashboard. Thanks and bye bye.